Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. Today I just want to talk about the whole RAM crisis that's going on in the computer community, the PC community, and not necessarily just only RAM, but just the prices in general, and it's really sad. For those who don't know, if you look up trying to buy RAM, especially RAM like DDR5, it's just ridiculously, I mean ridiculously expensive. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And the sad reality is when building a computer or upgrading or whatever with a computer, I feel like RAM is typically some of the cheapest, if not the cheapest parts to get for a computer. And now, if you own even 16 gigabytes of RAM, bro, you're like a walking millionaire. If you want to go buy DDR5 RAM, you're gonna have to take out a fucking kidney, sell a kidney. You're gonna have to take out a personal loan. It feels like all you gotta do is walk around with a chain, put some RAM on there, and you're looking like you got a Cuban link on your neck. Like, it's crazy how expensive this stuff is, and it's also sad. Now, I guess I don't know. I guess the 100% truth, but I'm pretty positive this is what it causes it. If you look up online, if you do a lot of reading and researching and whatnot, a lot of people say that all this RAM spike in prices is due to like AI data centers and all this stuff. And if that's the truth, that it's very sad because anyone who uses any form of social media, I'm talking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, I'm sure Threads, YouTube, I mean, it is nothing but AI slop. And don't get me wrong, like some of it's like kind of cool to see, but it's just taking over the internet. It's just taking over the internet. I mean, not only that, it's so hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. Like, I'm really skeptical about what I see online, and even sometimes I still fall for things. I'll be like, damn, dude, that's crazy. And then I'll be like, wait a minute, this seems like too crazy, or this is like too insane. And I read the comments, and people are like, yeah, bro, this is AI. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, it's so hard to tell what's real, what's not. Especially if you look back, I feel like COVID time, I'm sure many people will know what I'm talking about. There was a clip of Will Smith eating spaghetti. It was AI made, and it was very obviously AI.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Uncle Phil, come try this. Fresh pasta of Bel Air.
Yeah, like it looked fake, but it was still kind of funny. Now, if you make Will Smith eating spaghetti, it looks so real that you would not be able to tell it's AI. Like, if you show people AI footage, like if you show someone an AI clip 10 years ago, people would not even bat an eye thinking it was fake. Nowadays, every single thing you watch, everything you see, you have to question. And it's just sad because one of the biggest things I feel like the best part about the whole like PC community or whatever, people getting into it, is building your own computer. I feel like that's like one of the funnest things to do, especially when people are first getting into computers. Don't get me wrong, I don't think pre-built are necessarily a bad thing to go for, but typically, at least usually, you could get a better bang for your buck building a computer rather than buying a pre-built. But nowadays it's hard to tell people to build a computer when honestly pre-builts are damn near fucking cheaper at this point, and it never used to be that way. At least I don't believe so. It's just sad to see, because I have friends who used to talk about getting into the PC genre. A lot of people like myself always grew up with consoles. I built my computer in 2019, and I spent a pretty dime on it, especially like back in the day with my 2080 Ti graphics card. That was a pretty penny itself. But nowadays, if you want to build a computer, you really have to question and justify if all the stuff is worth it price-wise. Anyways, I got a little bit off topic. I have some friends over the last couple years who talk about getting into PCs and stuff. And, typically would tell them, hey, you probably get a little bit better bang for your buck if you build it. Now, if someone asks me if it's worth building a computer or just buying a pre-built, it's honestly probably just better to buy a pre-built. I mean, it's that sad. And like I said, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with pre-builts. It's usually just better to build one. But I mean, nowadays it's hard to make that argument. And this kind of reminds me of like the 2020, I think around that time, like COVID, about the whole like graphics card situation going on. I don't know if anyone remembers this or not, or I guess I really haven't kept up with graphics card prices in general. I know the 5090, I believe, is like $4,000, which is pretty crazy, pretty damn crazy for a graphics card in my opinion. But anyways, I don't. I mean, if anyone's watching this and remembers, let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. It was around like 2020, 2021 when I feel like Bitcoin mining or crypto mining really became popular and people were buying every kind of graphics card left and right. A graphics card that was $600 is now $1,000 and all that stuff. And it's just sad, you know. It's just sad to see that all this stuff goes on, and it almost feels like a trap, you know. I've been a gamer my whole life, grew up on consoles all the time, and ever since I switched to computer, it's a night and day difference about how better a computer is. The freedom, the accessibility to do really whatever you want, the modifications, games. I mean, you can do anything on a computer over like compared to a console. But damn, bro, consoles might be up at this point considering the power, the capabilities that they have nowadays compared to buying a computer. I mean, I don't want to go on too much about this, but I used to tell people like, oh, if you're gonna spend $700 on an Xbox, save up for a little bit longer. Maybe spend like $1,200 on a half decent usable computer. Now, I don't know if you can build a half decent computer for $1,200. I mean, it's just sad and crazy to see how much and how expensive everything is. I mean, there's just no reason. And to be honest with you, I don't see it getting any better. I feel like as months go on, shit, even damn near week to week, AI is just more and more relevant, more and more prevalent. It's just everywhere. You can't escape it. And I feel like this is the future, you know? I feel like this is like kind of like crypto, bro. If you got into computers before everything blew up, you probably have like a millionaire now. Like, my computer is very old, but I would not be surprised if I could sell this thing more than what it's worth. I mean, it's that sad, and I just don't see it getting any better. But anyways, I don't want to rant on too much, and I really don't have much more to say. If you made it to the end of the video, watched, listen, whatever, I greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, please. I'd really like to see your guys' opinions. Maybe I just ranted on about a lot of stuff I don't know I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just very uneducated. But from what I'm seeing, from what I've heard, what I've read, computers are just kind of in a sad state. I mean, unless you're super wealthy and price really isn't like a thing for you. But most people like myself, I feel like average consumers can't afford to just be like, all right, I'm gonna go drop $700 on 32 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's more expensive than damn near CPUs at this point. I mean, it's insane. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope to see you guys in the next video, whatever it is. Peace.